What makes you think that I'm an answer if you ain't mine? Even if you call me up 100 times.
Guys, I thought we were done with this one. I thought it was over. God damn. But I was wrong. We're back on Helldivers' neck because apparently we were tricked, bamboozled, finessed, goofed. So apparently, while Sony reinstated the original state of Helldivers, where we no longer had to create a PSN account to play Helldivers, they let it slip up under our noses that they did not reinstate the other countries whom they had pulled the game from. Is it possible that Sony intended to do this the entire time? Oh man, I hope not. I hope not. So let's continue, guys. We're still sitting at 9,000 subs. We're on the way to 10K. We're trying to get hit the goal of 9,100 by Friday, and we real close. We already close to that goal. So if we hit 9,100, we'll up the ante to 9,200 for Friday. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and let's keep going. All right, so right here you can see this this tweet. The Helldivers 2 community was tricked by Sony. Sony declared that having a PSN account would be mandatory to play Helldivers 2. The community revolted and trashed the game's review score to 13% positive. Sony walked it back and stated that they wouldn't be making PSN mandatory. Declaring victory, the community undid the massive wave of negative reviews. Yet Sony did nothing. Yet Sony did something sinister in the background. They restricted Helldivers 2 from being purchased in all 177 countries where PSN isn't available. They fooled you, and the devs are still fighting to fix it. God damn. God damn. So let's be a little bit reasonable about this, right? I'd imagine that this is a huge undertaking because for Helldivers, there's a little bit of tussling going on at the top. I know we want to be mad, and of course, rightfully so. We can be mad. But there's a little bit of tussling going on at the top of this, right? I imagine that Sony intended for everybody to have to sign up for a PSN account from Jump Street. The moment that they decided they wanted to put online games on Steam, they intended for everybody to have a PSN account, okay? Much to our dismay, that was going to be the requirement. Now, with Helldivers, the devs claim, and I'm saying claim because I'm just going off based on what they say. I'm not calling them a liar. I don't know. I don't make video games, right? The devs say that there was a problem at launch. That's why they suspended the requirement to have a PSN account from Jump Street. Now, this left Sony confused. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Okay. Now, they could have delayed the game, but they didn't. They let the game come out, and perhaps they let it come out because they didn't anticipate for Helldivers to be, this amazing of a game, like get this popular. Who did? The first game wasn't that popular. I mean, it was popular, but it wasn't that popular. What a game blows up. Okay. The game blows up and Sony comes to collect. Okay. They want their coins. They want what they was promised. When we funded this game, we funded it under the idea that we was going to have all of these new people sign up with a PSN account, and we was going to be able to advertise to them, send them unsolicited emails that they don't want. While we over here like,
fighting for my life. Yo, killing me with this.
Shout out to R. Kelly, man. Anyway, so yeah. So Sony comes by and they're like, hey man, it's time to collect. It's time to collect. So they force Arrowhead to go ahead and put that requirement in there. It comes out and people revolt. And the reason why people revolted is because the game worked just fine without me having to have a PSN account. If you would have put that up there from the jump, I would have been annoyed as hell. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate playing games where they make me go and sign up for some other shit that I don't need. I hate it. There have been games that I just didn't play because of it. Now, to be honest with you, big AAA titles that I have looked forward to play, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, if they require me to make an account from Jump Street, then I go ahead and do it. Things like you know, or if there is an incentive to do it, like Apex Legends. Like Apex Legends requires you to make to have an EA account. But when I first started playing it, all I needed was my Xbox account. Later, when they started doing cross progression, they was like, yeah, if you want to do cross progression, then you want to make an EA account. Which I already had an EA account, but then I went ahead and attached that account to my EA account, which wound up being a fucking mistake because now I'm banned. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. So yeah. So now we're in a situation where they had to take the game from all those countries, right? And then they end up reverting back. But now everybody's saying we got to get those countries to gain back. Well, this is a huge undertaking, guys. As you can see right here, a message from Steam support. A message from Steam support confirms it's Sony's decision to restrict Helldivers 2 in specific countries, not Steam. Checkmate, Sony fanboys. I apologize. This is what Steam said. I apologize for the delay in our response, and I understand your eagerness to resolve this issue. However, following Sony's recent announcement, PSN account linking is no longer required for Helldivers 2. Also, it looks like this game is not available in Steam right now for specific regions as decided by the publisher. This information is all we have right now, and we can't tell when the game might be available in those countries. You may consider getting in touch with the game's publisher to ask about more details, about it or share your feedback with them. In other words, Steam saying, stop asking me, bitch. We don't know. Okay? And I totally understand that. Now, as far as how upset should we be at this, I'd imagine that Sony's at the top trying to figure out this mess right now. I don't believe for a second that Sony is intentionally trying to steal money and restrict this game from so many people. I don't believe it. Otherwise, they would have never walked this back. They wouldn't have walked it back. They would have just, like, there was no, honestly, outside of the backlash, there was no reason for them to walk it back. When you really think about it, I mean, yeah, maybe the player base dipped a little bit, but it didn't dip a whole. If I was in Sony's position and I really wanted to be that snarky about it, I just would have stood ground. I would have waited a month, maybe two, to see if y'all was really gonna stand on what y'all said, which was not playing the game. Cause sure, you can review bomb the hell out of the game if you want to. Sure, that's great. But if you keep playing, what the fuck do I care? I'm just gonna dance on you. That's Sony dancing while you cry playing their game. I'm just looking at it from a business perspective. I don't care. Okay, you review bomb the game. All right, you playing it though. You know what I'm saying? Teach your man how to squabble.
Teach your man how to squabble. Get that trigger,
next time, nigga. I love that clip. So I'm just saying. So I believe that Sony's trying to figure out the logistics. How the fuck we gonna make this work? How do we find the middle ground of getting what we was promised? Because if you think about it, it's really Arrowhead that screwed over Sony. You get what I'm saying? I understand we love to think about it from our perspective, but Arrowhead kind of screwed over Sony when they decided to launch the game without making sure that everybody had to, you know, connect to a PSN account. They screwed Sony over. There's no other way to put it. So Sony's trying to figure out how to get what they were promised. So, you know, that's just my take on it. You know what I'm saying? You can see a lot of responses here. To see, you know, a lot of people are upset. Yeah, so now the PC crowd is crying about Sony not selling games on Steam and locations PSN is not available. So they weren't really worried about people in Antarctica not being able to play Helldivers 2 after they bought it. They just don't want to create a 10th account. I don't get all of you. I don't get all of you console mongrels that like what is your angle here? You're mad because PC players have more of a spine than you do, and I fucking hate PC players. But they have more of a spine than you do. Just because they don't like taking it up their ass from corporate companies don't mean anyway. The notoriously racist PC community is throwing a hissy fit and pretending to care that Helldivers 2 will not be available in much of the global south as Nigerian. I do hope this is remedied, but please don't let these PC terrorists weaponize people of color to further their own agendas. Boy, get the fuck. It's always some retarded goofball motherfucker that want to pull the race card. What? It's always some. Hold on. Sorry, guys. My rage took over just then. I had to go ahead and I was itching. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Unfortunately, Helldivers, welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Oh, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.